All right, y'all. What did I tell you I was going to do yesterday when I ended my day of learning early? I said I was going to call the VA and apply for some jobs. So I called the VA. That was uneventful. I'm still waiting on a phone call back. They were not available. But I applied for jobs. The first few jobs I applied for were just regular customer service jobs. I applied to be a travel advisor because I love traveling. I am a world traveler. And for those jobs, I just put my resume into AI and was like, hey, here are the job descriptions. Don't put in my master's degree or my PhD. Just make my resume look like it could fit this job. And I think the longest was, anyway, I think the longest was like a page and a half or whatever. And a lot was missing out of there from my career. But they said, have your resume mirror the job post. So that's what I did. Other jobs I applied for that I'm more excited about, I applied for psychology professor jobs at universities. So since I want to work from home and I don't have any other job that is competing for my time, I can do weekends, holidays, evening classes or whatever. So I applied for a myriad of jobs at different universities. I applied for UIW, I applied for the Chicago School, I applied for a few other schools. The final job I applied for last night, I was up super late. That's why I got a late start this morning. But the last job I applied for was a job that sung to the nerd in me. It was a job where I would be creating tests, and that's it, right? For intro to psychology. For the professor jobs and the test writing job, I left my resume, right? I made sure it had the right things in there. I, kept my PhD because it was a requirement. But I feel really good about the jobs I applied for yesterday. Where did I apply for them yesterday? So I did a Google search for customer service or work from home jobs. And I also did a LinkedIn search for psychology professor part-time jobs. But I did not apply through Google or whatever. It was so weird. It was a bunch of random sites through Google that take you to pages that don't even look professional, and then you gotta pay in the end. Anybody got time for that? So for those regular jobs and my professor jobs that I applied for, I took the job title and the location, the business, and I put it into Google, and I went to the actual company site to apply for those jobs. That's how I did that. Today, I am working on the other certificate that I talked about, instructional design for 21st century. It says it takes about 5 to 6 hours. We'll see. I started about 10:30. It's 2:04 right now, and we'll see. So, all right, with me, Playboy. Let's see what we're gonna get. Let's get it. All right, y'all. We are finished with the cert, and I read wrong. It said it's only supposed to take 3 hours. It took me about, what time is it? 4. I gotta leave. It took about 6 hours. So I like to write down, like I said before. But we have completed the certificate for instructional design for active learning in the 21st century. I again got this certificate through Allison Online Learning. And yeah, it just talked about what are effective principles that promote active learning, right? Not just sitting there and, how to get your audience, your learners engaged. It's different now, 21st century, than it was 19th century, I'm guessing. I'm not aging myself. Wasn't around the 19th century. But yeah, it was a good course. It was a great course, actually. The only thing was it had an Indian accent. It's really hard for me to understand an Indian accent sometimes. But I did it. We did it. Let's get it.
Hey, I'm about to go level up. I cannot settle for nothing. I never been regular. Always knew I could do better. I finally made it this far and